With offer like this, you can see it's very easy to spend money at Starbucks. And I personally went on my credit card, on my transaction history, and I'm like, wow, I spent a lot of money at Starbucks. And when I did calculation, I spent almost more than $5 a day, just from Starbucks. And then I was like, you know what if I, instead of me spending all this money, at Starbucks, what if I use this money to invest in YMAX on a daily basis? How much would I get? So this is the results, guys. It's be surprising. The first thing we're going to look is YMAX. YMAX is yieldmax universe fund of option income ETFs. So this is a fund of funds that invest in other yieldmax ETFs, which are these ones here. I've talked a lot about this. You can watch my other videos. I've went on details about YMAX, but if you look at the distribution here right now is 44%. So using $5 a day with this type of yield, which about, if you round up, is 45%. If you go down here, you can see distribution. They paid quite often, and if you average, there's a growth there of dividend more than 5%. So with that growth, with that yield that you're getting, and given that they pay monthly, so you can compound your money very easily. So now if we look at the price today, because $5 is not going to be able to buy you anything, right? So but if you look at the price, is only 1968, right? That's the price of today. So you might be wondering, how would you buy with $5 this ETF? So I'll show you here. It just started at $20. Right now is at 1968. So you've only lost 38 cents, but with the dividends, of course, has returned more than 15% within 6 months since it came out. Now, if we look at our spreadsheet, there was a difference here of 53. That was first in February, and then March, April, May, and June, and July is coming up soon. So if you look at this distribution here, right, we can go on the highest, but I personally, whenever they do this type of calculation, I usually don't go the highest. I go with the on average. You're getting 64 cents per share, right? With this price of today, which is 1968, your yield right now would be about 45%. But if you go with an average, which is this one here, 64 cents, now your yield is 37.80, so we round up to 38%. So you have only $5 when investing in YMAX. What's the result is going to be? Having 37% yield, and the growth rate of your dividend will be about 3%. So let's look at this beautiful compounding calculation here. So now let's go to our spreadsheet, and I can show you how that $5 a day will make you a lot of money. You're gonna become a millionaire in just a few years. So the first thing what I did here is, like, a starting principal is only $5, and of course these days with Robinhood and most brokerage, you can actually start trading with barely nothing. So $5 will be sufficient enough to just put $5, and you can start trading. Now your monthly contribution, you see here I put 151. So what I did is I did calculation. So if you look at the math, because it's $5 a day, so we have 52 weeks. So $5 a day times 7 in a week, you're going to have $35. So if you do that 35 times 52. That will give you 1,820. So divide that one by, if you divide that one by 12, right, which is a year, that will give you 151 per month, right? So if you if you divide that one again by, by, let's say, 30, because they're different days, right? So we're gonna give, if you divide that by 30, we're gonna get that 505. So that's exactly how I get to 151, is because the odd days, 31 days and 28 days. So all in all, in 1 year, in a month, you're going to have 151. And because this calculation we can do daily, we can do monthly contribution. So monthly contribution, you're gonna contribute 151, or it's $5.05 a day. And then we've seen our yield is 37.80, so we round up to 38. And now you've seen YMAX has paid, you see here dividend growth rate, I put 3%. This is conservative, and the reason I put 3% is because If we look here at our distribution, we can see he has been paying 53, then there's 57, there's a 63, there's a 73, there's also 73. So on aggregate, it has increased the dividend or distribution more, but if we just do average on aggregate, we getting that 3%. So I left it at 3% dividend growth rate. And then annual share price, we assuming there's no YMAX is stay at the same price, so there's no growth on a share. It stay the same price, or it bounces between 19 to 20. And number of years, we put 30, but you can also lower this one, depends on how much you put. So now the first year, you're going to only get dividend 2%. I mean $2. Look at the after 1 year you've contributed, now your dividend becomes 691, right? Your portfolio right now is 2,505 just after 1 year. Let's go to year 5. Look at year 5. Now your portfolio right now is 15,000, and your dividend you're receiving annually will be about 3,392. That's a power of compound. So let's go to year 10, right? Once you hit the 10 year, now your portfolio is 68,000, and your dividend distribution that you're going to get annually will be for 14,000, right? 30, and altogether you'd have received 52,265. Now let's go to year 15. Look at the compounding interest, how it works. Now your portfolio is almost $250,000, right? So it's a 227. At that time, you're going to receive 44,000 in dividends. That's enough money for other places, if you live in small city, to actually retire with that one, right? Now if we go to year 20, now your portfolio is 686. It's going closer to $1 million, and you're getting a dividend of 132. So of course, if you get 132 annually, you'll be able to retire with that one. Now let's stretch all the way to year 22. Now your portfolio is 1 million. Now you're a millionaire. Just 22 years, just putting $5 a day, right? So if we stretch all the way to 25 years, now your portfolio is 2 million, and you're getting 380 a year in dividends. Let's stretch all the way to year 30. Your portfolio is a 5 million, almost 6 million. See how the beauty of compounding interest. So that $5 you and I spend at Starbucks, on a daily basis, can make your portfolio coming from only $5 all the way to being a multi-millionaire just by putting $5 a day. So I just want to make this video to show you how you can invest only $5 a day and to become multi-millionaire, right? Using YMAX, which is yieldmax fund of funds that invest in other yieldmax ETFs. So if you like this content, just make sure you like, and don't forget to share with someone who wants to be a millionaire just using $5 a day, and that person stops going to Starbucks. And again, don't forget to subscribe, because on this channel I always keep this type of video and update on your journey to financial freedom. Thank you very much for watching. Till we meet again next video. Bye bye.